So we've gone from howling gales to this summer. So in the pheasantry, we have had a little bit of drama. At the end of the day, the welfare of the animal comes first. So if I do find it's an issue, I will use a spot on or a drench. Literally one day after I filmed about the lack of frog spawn, I came up and there was frog spawn. What are you doing, puppy? Come on, let's go. What are you doing, John? Well, Mama Connie seems to be getting bigger by the day now. I don't know why, she's she's pushed herself down here. Out of the way, Monty. But you can see she's getting quite rotund. So she still hasn't, her udder still hasn't developed massively, although it seems to be getting bigger every day. So I'm thinking, I am still thinking sort of mid-April time. I might just move her out of here though, because I don't want her getting squashed in this thicket. Come on, Mon, out there. Come on. What are you doing down there? That's it. She was probably perfectly happy, and now I've disturbed her, but I mean, it doesn't look like the nicest place to squash yourself into when it's baking hot. This early hot spell is also a possible time when we might have a blowfly strike, so I need to keep careful eyes on them and their back ends. It is going to get cold again, so it would kill anything, but they haven't been sheared yet, and I haven't covered them in any chemical treatment against blowfly, so I just need to keep a close eye on their back ends. But for now, we're all right. I may use a chemical treatment, it depends. This is quite a windy site. Blowfly don't really like a lot of wind, so I will just keep an eye on how the year progresses. If I can get away without using chemicals, it's brilliant, but at the end of the day, the welfare of the animal comes first. So if I do find it's an issue, I will use a spot on or a drench. So in the pheasantry, we have had a little bit of drama, and if you've seen on Instagram, our grey peacock pheasant has basically had the crap beaten out of her by our male. Now, they're not normally aggressive animals. They're one of the least aggressive pheasants, in fact. The female is just over a year old, and she's been kept in a colony system with others, and the male has been kept in a separate colony system, a bachelor group, and he's last year's chick. So we contacted the people that we got them from, and they just said for this year, he is probably just being aggressive. He doesn't know what's going on. And so the breeding program for the grey peacocks this year is done. And we need to make sure our grey peacock pheasant survives. She has been scalped quite severely. She's still bright and alert and eating and drinking, but she cannot go back with him until the breeding season is done. We're probably going to get another hen pheasant, and then we can put 2 in next year. So he's got 2 females. So hopefully one of them won't bear the brunt of his attack. If he does it again next year, he's out of the breeding program and we'll have to get a new male. Our reeves have been fantastic though. They're yet to start laying, but I did look on Instagram and we got the first egg on the 13th of April last year. So it's still a bit early, but they're doing really well. And then the golden pheasants, the male in particular, has become quite tame, and this morning actually ate food out of Sard's hand. So it'll be nice when these guys, or he, develops his full golden pheasant colours, but it's nice to have them. Now we also have another problem in the pheasantry, and we have renamed this camera Rat Cam. We have got bait down, and we don't see that many rats, but there are a couple that keep trying to infiltrate these runs, and you can always tell when they've been in because by the morning all the food's gone. You can tell when they haven't been in because you come to feed in the morning and there's still food left in the runs. So today, sod is just, we concreted around the two edges in terms of building a footing, but then we gave up. So sod today is just digging out a trench along the lines that we didn't have a footing in and just putting some more concrete in a bid to stop them getting in and eating all the food. What are you looking at? You hear a lawnmower. You go and bark at it. So literally one day after I filmed about the lack of frog spawn, I came up and there was frog spawn. And then over the past few days, that number has grown. So there was one clump to start with, and now there is quite a large amount just down here. There's also a frog just here. I've seen a maximum of 5 frogs. Most of them have been males. I guess perhaps the males stay around longer than the females. The females come in, lay their eggs, off they go. The males hang around because they want to fertilise as many eggs as possible. But there's a nice wad of frog spawn. So there is all the frog spawn so far. There is a frog just to the top of the screen here above that stick. And the other fantastic thing is, as the sun has come out and it's shone upon the pond, I have seen loads of water beetles and daphnia and all sorts in the pond. Pond skaters, pond dippers. So this pond is really coming alive now. Nature is just fantastic, how she just recovers. I don't know why I'm so surprised, because in terms of ponds, if you build it, they will come. But I just find it miraculous how quickly things can change around from a massively stagnant, horrible pond that there was no light in at all, to a pond that has got frogs and spawn and pond dippers and all sorts of life. And I can't wait to see what this coming year brings. Well, if you are anything like me, at this time of year you have a ton of young little seedlings coming up under grow lights on your windowsills and cramming your home in it. On a day like this, you just desperately want to get them into the ground. However, I know from the forecast it's about to get super cold again, so I can't just bring all those seedlings that have been in a nice warm grow room and shove them in the ground and expect them to survive. So what I'm going to do is I am going to make up a little cold frame so that I can bring some of the stuff from home up to the farm. It can be protected from those colder night temperatures, start to acclimatise to the spring, and then as soon as they've acclimatised to the new temperatures, they've started to grow a bit more, then we can get them into the garden. So this spot right here catches quite a lot of the sun, it's right next to the shed, and it's basically ideal to put a little cold frame. Now I haven't got a cold frame, I'm going to make one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clear away some of this, put some plastic down, and then I have a load of these concrete blocks that have been just left around the farm. Now obviously you don't want to put them on their side, so you don't want to put them that way because the creeping frost will come straight through those holes. But if you put them upright, and then you put Yes, if you lay them upright and then you have something over the top just to protect from that cold weather, they should be a good little insulation. Actually, if you're worried, you could stuff this with some straw and stuff as well to help insulate even more. Well, waste not, want not. This is from the old polytunnel that blew away, so I've just taken it off. The reason I'm putting plastic down is 1, to stop the grass obviously growing up through my trays. 2, to stop any roots from the trays, such as kale and stuff, growing into the soil, because then when you lift those trays to transplant them, you're going to disturb the roots even more. And 3, to help prevent horrible little rodents like mice and voles, which I love, apart from when they come and eat my plants. So we'll put this down and then we'll use these blocks to make the periphery of the cold frame. So like most things that I do on the farm, it doesn't look pretty. It is bargain basement. This is our first year, we have no money, but it will work. So we've got the blocks to create the outside, we've got the plastic to shelter the crops inside, and then we've got some plastic. This is just pieces of plastic from an old tractor cab, windows, and I do need to go and find another piece for this end, but this will totally work as a little cold frame just to acclimatise plants before they go into the garden. It is literally so nice to have heat, blue skies and sunshine. It may be fleeting, but it does bring some lovely goodness into your heart. The one thing I am concerned about though, ongoing, is water. So I am off to measure the length from the bottom of our drive to the top for possible water pipe work.